Hi, Marcia. It's Pat from the Smithereens. I never really much wanted to do anything else but this, and when I found myself, it was easier to pursue that. And certainly for me, the only other option, or the way that I was raised, being a lower middle class Italian American, you were a fool if you thought you could go into show business and make it. That was for other people. I remember sitting at the kitchen table with my folks, and I was about 10 or 11. I had heard about something called the stock market. And I said, Dad, I want to buy stocks. I heard about this thing. And he said, son, we don't do that. Only rich people do that. So basically everything that you dreamed of doing or might want to do outside of the realm of your immediate experience in your family, you were looked down upon. It was not allowed. You were not encouraged to do that because you were going to hurt yourself. It was the impossible dream, and you'd only wind up heartbroken. Sounds good. Now, what I did is I put a sing-song vocal on top of it to get you a better feel for it.
Is this the recording that we did? Copy of it? With you singing over it?
Since you went away, since you went away, With me, it's always melody, and in fact, I'm always thinking melodically to the point of distraction where I always have some kind of melody in my head, and it drives me crazy, and I have to shut it down, and I have problems musically whereby if I pick up a guitar in my home, I can't put it down. It's like a sickness of some kind. I just don't want to put it down. The ideas keep coming out, and it's torturous to write an album. It's enjoyable when you complete the song or you go through the process, but it's a terrific struggle, and I know that when I pick up the guitar, as much as I love it and can't put it down, I'm opening myself up to a lot of pain.
See, that's the recording. Edit. This is it. It's just going to be on a cassette.
No, we got to do an edit.
That's all. We're done.
Edit here. Listen. It should go. Since you went away. Let's say that you want to be a songwriter, it appeals to you, and you feel that you may have a gift for it. You sort of are tap dancing around your objective until you finally can jump in. It's like climbing up the ladder to the diving board and being afraid to dive in because you don't know where you're going. Each new project that you do, each new studio thing like this album we're doing, it's the same thing. I need to warm up to it. I just can't plunge into it because I don't record brand new studio albums very often. You know what I mean? It's always a couple of years before it. The last Smithereens album took me months and months to write. I mean, 14, 15, 16 hours a day. Since you went away, I'm not strong, waiting for your call. Something's wrong. Every single day, time drags on. Life without your love is life too long. Since you went, oh, that's good. Since you went away. Since you broke my heart, Life's been hard. Gain an inch, lose a yard. Since you went away, I wait for you. Try to recollect the world we knew. Since you went. All right. Let me hear the track. I do believe we'll have to slow it down and get that sort of happy medium. Ooh, oh. Since you went away, I wait for you and try to recollect the world we knew. Every single day, time drags on. Life without your love is life too long. Since you went away. That's the second verse, right?
Second verse. Yeah.
There's a better one?
Picks up a little bit.
I don't know how to write a hit. And I haven't written that many hits, but I've written more than a lot of people. And I just try to write what I know, and sometimes you hit the mark and other times you don't. And again, I think it's the idea that you have to think musically all the time, and you have to be living it all the time. But as you get older, the things that you didn't have in your life before, like children and ex-wives or present wives and mortgages and debts and obligations, you know, these things wreak havoc with your ability to focus creatively. So you really, it's 10 times harder, I think. And also in a market that is very unhealthy right now musically and is very unfriendly to the sort of 3-minute melodic pop that the Smithereens are known for, that the Beatles were known for, and the Byrds. It's very difficult. You really have to be a true believer to keep, to throw your hat in the ring and stay in the ring and wait for times to change or make them change.
This one sounded the best to me.
Since you went away. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I like that too. I go for that.
Believe, achieve.
Right.
All right, so don't mess with my books. I don't know. The Lacona people have their own philosophy. Keep going. The art of perseverance.
Lakota.
My spirit creature, the buffalo.
Yeah, that's
Look, whose talisman I wear upon my countenance.
it. The art of perseverance, yeah.
Why is the word severe in
Persevere.
perseverance? That means you're going through severe
Well, what
times.
what is the actual definition of severe?
Well, it's not good. That's it. We all fall into traps creatively in terms of the chords that we use or where we go melodically in our heads. And so when you pick it up and you haven't written anything in a while, you're going in the same place that you went before. And you know that you don't want to do that if you're in the middle of a project. So it's a struggle. You just have to sit there for hours and hours with this guitar and almost will something to come out of you. And then other times you just get an idea and the song is written in 3 minutes. There's no real way to explain the creative process except that if you have any of it in you, you absolutely must pursue it to its logical end. And for me, one of the tools I use in terms of that struggle is I lock myself in a room sometime with a guitar and a tape recorder, and I plant myself down in a chair, and I refuse to leave or move until I've at least got something.
Since you went
away, yeah, that might work. I'm just
Maybe.
throwing these ideas out. Okay, now.
Or it should be a pause, not a full long stop. When. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, that's
It's got to be shorter.
yeah. I'm just looking for the drama of it.
So you really do you maybe what you should consider is doing some of it deep like that and have the whole low and high thing might be cool. Kick it up, might add to the intensity.
It's kind of that boring flat area.
There's something brooding and cool about that though.
Well, there's a fine line between brooding and boring.
Since you went away, since you went away, since you went away.
Now here's the other song, right? My timing is not right. When you come like I need you. For me, I was lucky in that I kind of hit the mark with my very first couple songs. Like I Don't Want to Lose You was the first song I wrote, then Time and Time Again, Elaine. But there was a lot of kind of dancing around the dream, as it were, like being afraid to pursue it because I knew how much work it was going to be. I need you. You can love me. Time to cry, all these things I did. I'm not with you, I just wanna die. When you need someone like I need you, you told me things were better anyway. Graham Nash. The song Alone at Midnight on Especially For You, that song was written over a period of 5 years, and I never gave up on it. When I have a melody in my head that keeps coming back to me, if it keeps coming back, and I haven't recorded it or sung it into a tape recorder or written it down, I know there's something there, and eventually, if I push myself or the opportunity presents itself, it'll come out, and usually it'll be good. And sometimes it's not good in the initial first attempt, but if the melody keeps coming back and keeps haunting you, you know what the good ideas are. But I think we got something here.
That one's pretty good.
There's a time to live. There's a time to laugh, a time to cry. Na 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 na. When you need someone.
First, as a
like
songwriter, I have to know it's a good song. I have to sing it, and I have to be fond of it. You know what I mean? It's like they're my children. All of my songs are a different world, and they're like, through whatever, they're like children that I've given birth to in a sense, and they continue to live. But unlike, kids, they're not necessarily getting older. If they're getting older, they're getting better in a sense. They're aging well. Most bands get lucky to get a record deal. They're lucky if they get a hit. They're lucky as hell to follow it up, and we kept following it up. We kept getting bigger.
So was that your riff?
Of course it was. I wrote the whole song around the riff.
Was it a bass guitar song, or was it
Yeah.
you did it on the?
I came up with it. I was walking home from Folk City in the rain.
You came up with.
And I was walking, and it's a pretty good idea. I sang it into a tape recorder, and then I figured out what chords would go on top of it. And then somehow the melody came to me.
Yeah.
Just got lucky with that one.
It's a good thing, isn't it?
It was long ago, seemed like yesterday. Saw you standing in the rain. Then I heard you say, I want to love, but comes out wrong. I want to live, but don't belong. I close my eyes and see the
For me, the greatest moment was hearing Blood and Roses on the radio. That was hard to top because you spend your whole life in pursuit of this elusive thing. It's not necessarily success, but it's recognition and achievement more than anything. You want to do good things and put good things back into the world, and you struggle for so long, and to hear your song on the radio and it's a hit, it's a tremendous validation that what you did was the right thing, that you did the right thing, and that you accomplished something. It's the accomplishment more than making money from it or getting acclaim for it. It's the sense of self-accomplishment, of getting that done. So that was a magnificent, marvelous moment for me, was hearing Blood and Roses on the radio. And then I knew that we might have a shot in an extremely cruel business, and a very difficult business to make it in.
Blood and Roses from the Smithereens, local New York, New Jersey favorites. Dennis Dykin pounding out the rhythms for the band, and Pat DiNizio on lead vocals, and that from their new album, Especially for You.
Since you went away, I'm not strong. Waiting for your call. Something's wrong. Every single day, time drags on. Life without your love is life too long. Since you went away. Night without sleep comes too easy for me. I'm afraid in the dark of the things I might see. Tossing and turning, this bed it is burning, with thoughts full of yearning and old misery. Memories run deep in a night without sleep.
Your head will be burning with lessons you're learning.
And no peace of
I
mind.
changed.
Really?
Oh yeah, it's better. I'm just repeating the first one.
I like your lyrics. They're very good.
Want someone to open
Squeeze in the high voice. Don't you need someone to wash away the lies? See, it's not happening right now. Any job worth doing is worth doing well. I mean, for me, I developed more of a work ethic over the years, in that I feel a tremendous responsibility to the audience to give them everything I have. Whether I'm sick, whether I'm tired, they don't want to know, and they shouldn't know anyway. I can remember driving 11, 12 hours in a car to get to a gig and opening up the door of the car and walking right onto the stage and being tremendously tired, but not giving in to that because you have an obligation to these people who have been so generous to you, and in our case, given us a career for the past 26 years.
up your eyes.
I need a high voice. No, just doubling the
The
part.
high.
Hear the voice
That interval.
whispering inside. Now you made your choice. There's no way you can hide from a night without sleep comes too easy for me. I'm afraid in the knock of the things I
don't know about harmonies there.
tossing and turning. This bed it is burning with thoughts full of yearning and old misery. Memories run deep in a night without sleep. Memories run deep in a night without sleep. Memories run deep in a night without sleep, without sleep, without sleep, without sleep.
This is just as good as any of the songs we're replacing.
It's a great song.
Oh, God bless you, Kurt.
I would suggest no lyric changes.
I got better lyrics. That's the problem. No, they're better.
Your bed will be burning with thoughts full of yearning and no peace of mind.
Now go back right there.
All right,
Stop.
so you want
When I'm
cut out those two
tossing and
lines.
turning, your head will be burning with lessons you're learning and no peace of mind.
Okay, sure. Yeah, because you've used those other two lines in
Right.
the first one. All right. You got my permission. No.
Because your head is,
Yeah.
it's a metaphor. Your head,
Yeah, that's cool.
your mind will be burning. I wrote them down.
Head and bed. Head is good.
Head has to
Don't
rhyme.
go mind.
Head will be burning with lessons you're learning. I've already said that other stuff. I think it'll work. Let me put down another.
But the lessons you're learning.
Lessons you're learning and no peace of mind.
Does that make sense?
Why not?
What was the line before?
Did you learn
Bed
your
will
lesson?
Be learning, bed will be burning with thoughts full of yearning. Yeah.
Lessons you're learning.
Yeah.
With lessons you're learning with
I just don't like lessons. I mean, you can do it. It's your song.
well, lesson is like it almost equates punishment, and then it's like night without sleep because you think it's a night full of regret. And you're
Yeah,
thinking
right.
Well, you can't sleep because look what I did.
Yep.
Look at how I ruined my life.
It will be burning.
Your head will be burning with lessons you're learning and no peace of mind.
All right, it'll be fine.
Night without sleep comes too easy for me. I'm afraid in the dark of the things I might see. Tossing and turning, this bed it is burning with thoughts full of yearning and old misery. Memories run deep in a night without sleep. Night without sleep.
Whatever I do at this point in my career as a writer or performer sounds like me. I can pick up any guitar probably in the room and plug it into any amp, but it's still going to sound like me because of the way that I play. And fortunately, people have come to recognize my voice. They can, if you hear a Smithereens record, most people that follow music, at least from our generation, will know who it is when they hear it, and it's a blessing.
Don't you want someone to open up your eyes? Don't you need someone to wash away the lies? Can't you hear the voice whispering inside? Once you've made your choice, there's no way you can hide from a night without sleep. Comes too easy for me. I'm afraid in the dark of the things I might see. Tossing and turning, this bed it is burning with thoughts full of yearning and old misery.
Oh, you wanted me to record it?
A bit of a... Since you went away. I don't try to do anything other than what I'm comfortable with. I don't try to write in styles that I'm not familiar with. But again, I'm familiar with all sorts of styles of music. I can write in just about any genre. And what was unique about a lot of our Smithereens records is that although there was a thread that kind of held each album together, song to song, we would touch lightly stylistically upon every different genre of music. For example, on Green Thoughts, Something New is sort of a country western song, sort of the way the Beatles would write one. And then Especially For You was influenced by Burt Bacharach. There's a lot of different styles on that record. So a lot of the bands at that time were not doing that. And I just try to write what I feel, But again, if you're stuck sometimes during the songwriting process, it's helpful to surround yourself with the work of people you admire.
Since you went away,
We got to also make sure with that one, since you went away. It's So what would your harmony be? Since you went away. Yeah, almost like 3-part. I'll do it. That's what's gonna make it. Believe me. But I hear this thing as this ethereal, like since you went. Fall. Well, this is my contribution, hopefully, to making things a little better for people who enjoy our music. Based on the email that I get and the input that I get at shows, it has had meaning in people's lives, and we haven't let anyone down to any great degree. You know, we usually put out good records, and there's something for everyone on all the records. And I think that the reason I was put here ultimately was to do this, to use whatever gifts I may have been given and, you know, work on them and develop them and try to give people the best that I have. Since you went away, I'm not strong, waiting for your call. Something's wrong every single day. Time drags on. Life without your love is life too long. Since you went away, since you went away, I wait for you and try to recollect the world we knew. Every single day, time drags on. Life without your love is life too long. Since you went away, since you broke my heart, I've been singing the blues. Since we've grown apart, I've had nothing to lose. Since you went away, since you went away, since you went away. We're getting there.
See how easy that is?
All right.
You know what you're doing?
Did well, I'm talking to you. You're changing around everything that I do. Love comes tumbling down. More guitar.
tell